So today we are going to take a day trip up to Ballarat, California. It looks like it's going to take us about 3.5 hours to get there. It's sort of on the south end of Death Valley, Panamint Valley to be specific. But there are also a couple of stops we're going to make along the way. So come on along and let's get going. Welcome to Lancaster, California, the biggest dump south of Mojave. Alright, maybe I'm being a little mean when I say that, but I've never been that impressed with the Lancaster-Palmdale area, although we're going to find some surprises, because there's always something to be mined from the treasure of dumpy places. And I am now visiting, this is the Whole Wheatery. I've wanted to check this out. It's just a health food store. It vaguely looks like they might be trying to look like Whole Foods, but they've been here for a long time. So I'm going to go in here, see what kind of snackies and drinks they have, and then we're going to continue to head north on the 14. Wow, I'm kind of impressed with this place. This is fairly substantial for being in such a sort of a nowhere place. They've got all the stuff you could possibly need, fresh produce. Oh, they've got a little built-in cafe. You can get smoothies. All right, I'm giving a thumbs up to the Whole Wheatery in Lancaster. If you're going up to the desert from LA, you need to stop for some halfway decent stuff. I'm going to give this like I said, a thumbs up here. All right, we're going to check it out in more detail. Wow, this place is great. I ended up buying all of this flavor. Got some other great stuff here too. Some of the prices are fantastic. So yeah, this is a hidden gem. Heck, I mean, if this was the end of the trip and I go home, I'd be happy right now regardless. So the Whole Wheatery, that's it. Go for it. Jeepers, this place is open. Here's a place to stay for the night. Well, there's not much going on in downtown Mojave these days. Not a whole lot. It's pretty quiet. It's actually got a lot of cute old architecture around here. But I'm going to show you something that is pretty cool. Get them lined up. This is an airplane graveyard. That's right. These are decommissioned planes. So I've made a little stop here for gas, the Inyokern Station. And what a town this is, let me tell you. Oh, gosh, I didn't even need $40 worth. Well, I like to keep a full tank when I'm out in these areas. And inside the store, I was able to obtain some informative brochures about the area, which I will read at another time. Maybe there's some new places I don't know about yet, but anyway. Let's hit the road again. All right, here we are in Trona, and Trona's main claim to fame is the mining that still takes place here on this big, well, it appears to be some sort of dry lake bed. There's a lot of minerals and things to be extracted. And things like potash, which is used in detergents and whatnot. So this is the factories here. Now the thing about Trona is there's also, well, there's up in the hills here, there were some people that lived here. You can see there's a little library. The Ridgecrest earthquake really wrecked this place. And a lot of the buildings came off the foundations. People left. Businesses closed up. The mining is still going on, as you can see. But also the Trona High School, apparently I found out there's some NFL player who went to Trona High, and they had to close the high school because the earthquake wrecked it. And that was just a couple of years ago, the Ridgecrest earthquake, maybe 2 or 3 years ago. So this is our final spot before our destination. We've got to cross this one last valley here, and then we will arrive. All right, so let's go. Oh my gosh, even Family Dollar couldn't survive here. Final stretch of this journey. We're back on a gravel road again in the Panamint Valley, just west of Death Valley. And just moving past this twirling, I don't really know what that is, radar. There's a few of them out here. Here comes our first resident. Welcome to Ballarat, California. This was a town that was in operation from about 1897 to around 1917. It served the gold miners in the area, like a place where you could pick up supplies. I guess you could drop off your burros as well. There was a post office here that closed in 1917. So there's the general store is open. There's a couple that runs the store, and I'm gonna check this place out. Look at this guy. That's so cool. His great-great-great-great-grandmother was probably a pack mule for one of these guys back in the day. That is exactly why these critters are out here. They're wild, although he knows he'll be fed. He's looking for food too. Okay, I made it. And as I suspected, there's no cell service out here. So that's all right. I don't have to do it live. I'm just going to include it all in this video here. This is Ballarat, as I just mentioned when the burro was walking by. And there is a couple that runs this store. They're not in there right now, but it is open. This is the trading post. Well, I've got some deer skin and muskrat skins to trade. I wonder what I can get. Maybe some tobacco. So I'm going to go inside here. So apparently this place was run by a, oh my God, you see what's right above me here? Whoa, he is not in good shape. Run by, what was his name, Rocky? And I guess he kind of, sort of barely kept this place in any kind of order. But there's a new couple that run it now, and they've got a tiny little, snacks, a few little things. These are for campers, people that stay overnight here. There's camping, little souvenirs. I want to pick up some of these. I don't know where to put the money, though, because nobody's here. Well, I'll deal with that later. So let's take a look around. It's got a little museum here to tell you the history of it. There's a lot of interesting characters that used to hang out here. When it closed in 1917, there were still people that lived out here doing their own mining. Seldom Seen Slim is like a legend of this town. There's a lot of stories, YouTube videos, whatnot. Here we go. Let's take a look at some mining items, living off the land. And there was people that used to hang out here even past the gold era into the 20s, 30s. Desert rats. People that like to live out here. There is a certain allure to it, I'll have to tell you. It's sort of meditative and relaxing, just being away from everything, doing your own thing, looking for that treasure. You never know. Might be you. Probably won't be you, but it might be you. Ballarat was named after a city of the same name in Australia, which is also a gold town. It's like somebody's, actually it looks like somebody's functioning little workshop. Cheez-Its. That's important out in the desert. You gotta have Cheez-Its. Let's step outside for a second. So I'll be walking around this whole area, checking it out. Very pretty backdrop up here. So this is pointing south, and if you continue, I mean, if you can get over these mountains, that is where Barker Ranch is, and that is where the Charles Manson was finally caught. There is some way to get, I think they all kind of like, all the people piled into a bus and managed to get back there from this area. I think they were hanging out here for a while in Ballarat. But the road out there is called Goler. Well, I don't even want to call it a road. It's more of a wash. The Goler Wash can get you out to Barker Ranch. But you really would want a four-wheel drive. That's a serious non-road. You don't want to be messing around in a regular car. And there's something going on over there. I guess these people are camping or doing whatever. But all right, let's explore a little more of this area. So this is interesting. There's piped-in water here going into these big tubs. I'm going to guess this is for the burros that live here. Keep them watered. Boy, can you imagine how refreshing this would be in the middle of a hot, hot Death Valley summer? Wow, you'd never want to get out. It's kind of like a hot tub, except in reverse. All right, on the front of this it says the jail and morgue. It's kind of a one-stop shop for everything. 1898. However, I'm wondering if this place had been moved, because it's on cinder blocks now and lifted up with newer wood, so this may not have been its original location. It's actually got some stuff to hold it down as well. Take a look. Peek in. Someone brought a little rock here to stand up. Ooh, be careful. I don't know. I can't go. So, okay. Oh, I can see it. It's like bed springs, a table. Okay. Here's an example of how some of these places were structured. I don't know what this was. It could have been a store at one time. But because there wasn't a lot of wood around here, oftentimes they used kind of like, it's like adobe, you know, just the mud and stones and everything, and then combining that with wood, and then like a corrugated tin roof, rusted. This thing is completely collapsed. Okay, so they used, the wood is like the structure, and then you just kind of build the cement walls and wiring and whatnot. Yeah, this whole thing is just... Of course, it's seen better days. It was probably built 125 years ago. Look at the little... is that for phone lines or electricity up there? Look at that. The old square... Those are screws. Somehow they twisted into the wood. Yeah, you see how the adobe, the wall just kind of dissolves back into the desert floor again. All right, well, this is sort of a smaller scale ghost town, and I'm going to wrap up the visit here with we're in the cemetery, and it's a small little cemetery, a typical western desert look here. We're going to take a look at some of the, pardon my shadow here. I just noticed, I like the name Wriggle, but that's their little dog right there. Jackpot! They must have been living out here like way beyond when this place was in its heyday. And this is the legendary Seldom Seen Slim. He's a very popular dude. He's got a lot of coins and some boots there, in case he needs boots for his traipsing about. And, you know, a lot of these are pretty worn away, as is typical. There's no names on them. Maybe somebody knows who everybody is. There's not much left of some of these. Skinny little piece of wood. That's it. Maybe I'll take a few pictures out here before I go. This is very picturesque, and the weather is wonderful. Little breeze. It's just a touch cool. Very ideal. Oh, look at this. This is what's left of their grave marker. Here's chunks of a stone. There's a nice bush right there for the headstone. All right, that's it. So that's my big trip to Ballarat, California, Ghost Town, and now I turn around and drive